Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Amanda's Aesthetics. So I'm gonna be kind of bougie today because we are going to be trying out this Pat McGrath palette. Okay, guys. This gives me life. Actually, these give me life. So I placed an order, as you could guess, from Pat McGrath, and yes, I did place it during their sale. They had, I think it was 20%, 25% off. So instead of paying $125, I spent $100 on each, which is still a lot of money. Can we just take a second, please? And let's just take a second, okay? So I placed an order and got these two palettes. I also got this little mini palette. I don't remember what this one's called. I think it's just Eye Ecstasy Subversion. And I got the colorful one, which I just figured, you know, this was like 14 bucks or something like that. So I was like, you know what? If I could get 5 Pat McGrath shades in the Pat McGrath formula, I'm okay with that. I do have a couple Pat McGrath lipsticks and some lip glosses. But other than that, that's like all I have. This is my first Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette, actually, or these, should I say. And so I'm very excited to see what all of the hype is about. I would like to see if it's worth the money. So I picked up their Mothership 8 Divine Rose 2 palette, which is this one. Unfortunately, when I got it, it had a shattered shadow, that pink one in the center, I'm sure you can see. So they were nice enough to go ahead and send me another one. I am going to do a video on this palette as well, but I figured I would wait for them to send me the new one that's not all broken. So we are going to be starting off with this one. Now, this is their Mothership 3 Subversion palettes. There were a couple that caught my eye. Not all of them. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Not all of them really spoke to me. There were only a couple palettes that caught my eye, and this was the other one that I just had to grab. This whole quad right here is just everything. So I'm gonna see if the camera will pick it up, but they speak for themselves. I'm gonna do a little peel off with you guys. Every time, honestly, every time, it never fails. So this is the packaging, a little unnecessary, but super cute. It opens up, and here's the palette, and then it just kind of pops out. Pat McGrath is way too bougie to have the shade names on the palette, so you get this little cutout with it that gives you all the shade names. So I'm gonna try and go based off of this. Before we jump into it, I do wanna mention that my home and where I live was pretty much in an apocalypse, and it was pretty much unlivable, and it's much better now, thank God. The air quality is much better, but California was pretty much on fire, like the whole state, and honestly, like the whole west coast of the country was pretty much on fire and had fires, and it was scary. It was like orange outside. I remember waking up at like, because of my quarantine schedule, I was waking up at like 12:01, and I woke up sometime, I think it was like 12:30, and it was dark in the house, and I looked outside and it was like dark outside. It was crazy. I had to use lights in the house during the day. It was so insane. I had never seen something like that before. We've had fires the past few years, but never seen the world like this before, or at least my world by where I live. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert some clips so you guys can see. It was just really crazy. There was just a layer of ash on everything, and yeah, pretty scary stuff, guys. So we do have a Super Satis video today, and our video is by our very good friend Clement. Clement is on Instagram, and you can find him under the username ClemMZRS. I will go ahead and link it up top and in the description down below. He's got some pretty dope, pretty trippy videos, honestly. A lot of these are just wow. Like, I don't know how he even comes up with half this shit, but we are gonna look at a couple today. I've been super into his continuous videos, the ones that you could just play on a loop and they just look like they're continuously going. So there's a couple that really stood out to me, and yeah, let's go check those out right now. Clement, thank you. You are a god. I don't know how you do that, but please keep doing it. Shout out to Clement. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and jump into this Subversion palette. I should probably prime my eyes. And I'm just using my Kaleidos eyeshadow primer. So just looking at this palette right off the bat, it looks like we only have two true mattes. We have this matte black and then this matte brown. This is not really a shimmer, it has more of a satin finish to it. This one, and honestly, I can't tell if this one is a shimmer or more of a satin finish, but we're gonna find out. So I guess we're just gonna start off with this shade. This is the Skin Show Fever. Interesting name. Let's try. I don't know how it's gonna work with my fluffy brush, but let's see. It definitely goes onto the brush very nicely. Wow, it does work very well with just like a fluffy brush. I'm very surprised. I am pretty impressed by this one shade already. Just taking a smaller fluffy brush and going into, is that really the name of it? Okay, this is Deep Shade, which is the matte brown. Okay, we got some pigment for sure. This shade applied very nicely on top of the first shade. Wow, that is so pretty. And you know what I actually really like about it is that you can still see the satin finish through that matte brown. Right, I'm just pulling that into my crease a little bit. That's incredible. Just how the shades are working together is incredible. Okay, so far, I don't want to say it's worth the money yet, but so far, I'm happy. All right, we're gonna go into Extreme Black, which is their matte black shade. And I'm just going to lightly tap over the like outermost part of my outer corner. Very pretty. All right, and then I'm just gonna take the brush that I used with the brown and just go over that just a little bit. These are blending incredibly. Okay. All right, let's go into this shade. This is Night Creature, and this is their like purple shimmer. It doesn't look like a duochrome, it just looks like a purple shimmer. Okay, again, applies on the brush nicely, and I'm just gonna tap over. All right, not as much impact as I would like with just the brush. I'm gonna go in with a packer brush, and we're gonna try this again. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty. It's not really like blowing me out the park. I'm gonna take a little bit more of the Extreme Black, and I'm just tapping that on. And I'm just gonna go over that again with the packer brush. So I do really like how it is applying. It's applying very gentle, I feel like, but just to see how these shadows really are, I'm gonna go in with my finger. I feel like that's the true shimmer test. And let's see how that looks. Okay, so that does look better. I do like that purple, that is pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and do my other eye to match it really quick. Alrighty guys, so my eyes are matching. I really don't have any fallout that I really see. There's not really anything there. So I am impressed by that. I do like how it's looking so far. And I think what we're gonna do, I think I wanna go into this shade. This is Gigabyte, and it is their super pretty like gold shade. I'm gonna try a packer brush again. Ooh, look at that. It looks a little bit more muted and desaturated on the eye, but I do love that shade. It's almost like bronze, like it's a very deep gold, but I'm here for it. So I just wet my brush and I just want to see, whoa, okay, whoa, look at that shade. that's so pretty. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am like so into this right now. And actually the shades are blending into each other quite nicely. Yellow and purple do not go together, but this is really pretty the way they're just effortlessly blending. I want to keep going, but I feel like I should stop there. So we're gonna stop there. I'm gonna go into this shade. This is Black Metal. This is like a shimmer black. And I'm just putting that right on the outer part of my lower lash. Also going to pop a little bit right on top, right next to that, and overlapping it just a little. I'm gonna go into the Night Creature, which is that shimmer purple. And I'm just kind of helping it not be so harsh. And then I think I'm gonna go into this shade. This is their shade VR Pink. And this is the like pink gold, there it is, that pink goldish, almost like an orange shift. So pretty. And I'm just gonna pop that right on the rest of my lower lash. All right, that's super pretty. I do really like that. I feel like, I don't know, we're gonna keep going. Let's just keep on going. And then I'm sure you could guess, right in my inner corners, I'm gonna go into this shade. This is Astral Ghost Orchid. Wow, what a name. I'm gonna try and pick up that shift. I don't know if I can. But this one has a shift as well. It has like a goldish, a gold pink shift to it. That shade is not thrilling me like I thought it would. I'm gonna try and wet my brush. And I'm also gonna kind of pop that right on the center where those two meet. All right, so that shade didn't apply the way I wanted it to in my inner corners, but that's okay. I do like how it helps blend the purple and the yellow together. I think it is very pretty. But that shade does just, it feels drier than the other shades, so maybe it's just the formula of that shade. I'm gonna stop here. I know we could keep going, but I'm gonna just pull this purple down a little bit with the brush that I used to help make everything just a little bit more cohesive. I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some liner and mascara, and then I'll be right back. We're back. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hello. Hello. Okay. Hello, guys. My eyes are finished. Anyway, what I used. What did I use? Okay, so let's start with eyeliner. So for eyeliner, I just popped on some black liner on my upper waterline, and for my lower waterline, I used my BH Cosmetics Power Pencil, and this is in Shimmer Gold. This is a great eyeliner. And I just used the gold to match the gold in there. And then for eyeliner, I used my AOA Studio Buttercream Gel Liner. I believe I got this off of the Shop MA website, and they're like $1. And this is the one that I got. I got it in Sprinkles, which is just this pretty purple. And I just used that for liner on top, and then I took it just a little bit down right over there on my outer corner. And then I just popped on some black mascara. I used my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. I actually really love this. And then on my lips, I'm wearing my Maybelline Cream on the Mauve. This is a really pretty shade. I love this shade. I thought it matched quite nicely. And then on top of that, I used my Pat McGrath Mini Lip Gloss in Pale Fire Nectar. I really love this shade. So that's kind of what I got going on. So let me give you guys a little look. Alrighty, I went ahead and put those backlights on as well. So let's talk about shadows. You know what? We could just do that at the end, I guess. Why not? Overall, I do like how the look turned out. I mean, personally, I don't think it's anything like, oh my god. But I do like it. Overall, I do really like it. I like how it turned out. The one shade that did not thrill me was their Astral Ghost Orchid, which is this shade. It was just super dry, and I didn't get the color payoff that I wanted, but I'm gonna go ahead and try and use it again in this next look, and we'll see if it redeems itself. I have been holding out. I am so excited to try this shade, which is what we're gonna use in the next look. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off my eyes, and then we will jump into look 2. Alrighty guys, I am back with a clean face and super ready to jump into this. So since there's no transition shade, I'm gonna go into this shade again. This is Skin Show Fever. I'm just gonna use that as my transition shade. And I'm just kind of putting this everywhere. We're gonna jump right on into this shade. This is the Extreme Black, their matte black shade. And I'm just gonna take a little bit and slowly blend that into my outer corner. Alrighty. This is as good as I think I'm gonna get it. All right, we're gonna stop there before I get carried away. All right, we're gonna jump right onto this shade. This is probably my favorite shade of the palette, honestly. This is Blitz Amethyst. And I'm gonna take that first on a fluffy brush. I wanna see how it applies. And I'm actually gonna start on the outer corner over here. Wow, look at that shade. That's gorgeous. And I'm just pulling that a little bit into my crease, and then I'm just gonna kind of slap it right onto my lid. It's actually applying very nicely with the brush, but I'm just gonna take my finger and go in with it to get that maximum effect. Oh, to get this effect right here. That shade is just stunning. Wow. I'm just taking my original fluffy brush and I'm just softening up those edges. I'm gonna go into this shade Black Metal, and I'm actually gonna just, same thing that I did in the first look, I'm just gonna pop that over right on the outer corner to add that depth. Ugh, I just can't handle how these shadows are so layerable. Like, you can just put one shade right on top of the other, again on top of the other, and it's just incredible. I have the slightest amount of fallout, and it goes away just like that. Now for my inner lid area, I am gonna take this shade. This is the VR Pink shade, and this is that pretty pink gold shifting shade. And I'm just gonna take some on my packer brush. Let's see how the brush works. And I'm just popping that right on that inner part of my lid. I'm gonna wet my brush and see if that helps. Oh yeah. And then I'm just kind of helping them blend. All right, I wanna try this shade again. This is the Astral Ghost Orchid, and it is this one. And I want this shade to work. And I'm just trying to place it right here. You know, I'm not getting anything. Okay, that didn't work. I'm gonna try and pop it onto here. Again, I'm not really seeing what it's doing. Yeah, I don't know what this shade is for, honestly. That shade, I don't know. How do I feel about it? All right, we're gonna go into this shade. This is Lazarus, and this is like it's like a satin. It has a satin finish to it. It's not as matte as this one. So I'm just taking a little bit of that and popping that on my lower lash. And then I'm just gonna darken that with the Shimmer Black. This is the Black Metal shade. And I'm just going over that a little bit with that shade. And then I'm gonna take that Blitz Amethyst again, which is that pretty purple blue shifting shade. And I'm popping that on, well, I'm popping it on the center right now. I don't know if I want to pull it all the way to my inner corner. All right, yeah, and then I'm gonna take that VR Pink shade and pop that on the inner part of my lower lash. All right, and then in my inner corners, I'm gonna pop this shade in. I think that's gonna look so dope. This is the Gigabyte shade, which is the like yellow gold shade. Hopefully this doesn't look stupid, but we'll see. I have it very centered on my inner corner. God, I want this orchid shade to work so bad. I'm gonna try and go over this gold, and we're gonna see what happens. All right, I don't see any difference. Honestly, I don't see any difference with that orchid shade on top, and I'm a little bummed out by how that shade just doesn't want to work. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a little bit of my highlighter on top. This is the highlighter that has that like blue to it. And I want to see what will happen if I pop this on top. Ooh, okay, so it made almost like a gray. I thought it was going to make like more of a green with the yellow and the blue, but it made more of a gray, but I kind of like it. Then I'm just going to pop a little bit up here and up here. All right, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go ahead and pop on some eyeliner and mascara, and then I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, I am finished. I added this, which is my, what is this? This is my LA Girl Glide Gel Liner, and this is in the shade Royal Blue. And I actually popped this on my upper waterline, and then on my lower waterline, I used my NYX Epic Wear Liner Stick. This is in Periwinkle Pop, just a nice pretty lavender shade. And then for liquid liner, I used my NYX Vivid Brights in Vivid Sapphire, which is this one. And then for mascara, I used my L'Oreal Voluminous in the shade Cobalt Blue, which is this. And then on my lips, I have my Pat McGrath lipstick in Blow Up, which is this shade, very nice nude. And then on top of that, I used my mini gloss in the shade Dare to Bear, which is this nice, pretty. Alrighty, let's talk
shadows.
So let's start off with the looks. Both of the looks that I created, I did like both of them. However, I don't know if, like, they're super original. Like, I feel like there are a lot of original shades in here. I feel like this shade, and this shade are very original. And then you kind of have these, which are very typical, standard, but they're very nice quality. So, yeah. This was probably the worst shade in the palette, in my opinion. I didn't really find that I was able to use it. It was very sheer. There was really no color payoff. I feel like the only thing I really noticed was a little bit of a pink shift when you put it like on top as a topper. But other than that, this was kind of a dud. And that really upsets me because there's 10 shadows in here. So you're pretty much paying, I pretty much paid $10 per shadow, and to get a shadow that I don't really feel like I can use sucks. So there is that. The mattes in here were very nice. There were only those two mattes, the Extreme Black and the super original Deep shade. Those performed very nicely, as well as these two satin shades were very nice. Skin Show Fever and Lazarus, those were very nice. I also did really like Black Metal. I pretty much liked all the shades in here except this one, honestly. Like, the mattes and the shimmers applied nicely, both of them. I was very surprised by how easily I was able to use the shimmers with a fluffy brush, packer brush, pencil brush, finger, anything works. And I do appreciate that because there are a lot of shimmers out there where you really, really got to figure out what the best application is. And usually some shimmers only apply well in one way. So I like that there is a little diversity with these shimmers, except this one. I don't know what happened here. Pat McGrath, what happened here? Is it mine? Is it the batch that I got? I don't know. But this shade sucked for me. It did. Overall, I do like both of the looks that I made. I do, and they are very nice looks that I feel like I could wear for every day, or I could also spice it up and, go out somewhere.
When we can go out places.
But I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't really know if it's worth the price. Like, I don't know. So these two shades in particular were my favorite of the palette, obviously. They're kind of like the stars of the palette, and this one would have been too if it worked. But I don't know if they are worth spending $125 on a palette. Like, I don't know, even spending $100 on it. I'm kind of like, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, the quality's there. The quality's there. The pigmentation's there. The formula's there, aside from this orchid shade. But again, I don't know if they're worth the price. I do feel like I have to play around with this a little bit more and kind of get a feel for it. First impressions wise, I do really like it. I just can't say that it's worth $125, $130. So that's just my opinion. Again, you can agree with me or disagree with me. I don't really care. But that's my first impressions on it. Again, I do want to play around with this more to give you guys my final decision. But where I stand right now is that this is a great formula. Pat McGrath does have a great formula and pigmentation. Their color stories are great. Their duochromes are great. I don't know if it's worth the money. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? I am super excited to tap into my Divine Rose, so as soon as that comes in the mail, I will go ahead and make a video and post it and kind of compare the two. I know that one was like really popular for them. I don't think this one is as popular, but I don't know, I just saw it and I was like, this is so pretty. So let me know in the comments down below which look you liked better, if you've tried this palette or if you've tried any Pat McGrath formulas, and if you had a similar experience to me, you know, what your thoughts are. If you do have this palette and you've tried that white shade, let me know if you were able to get it to work for you or not. But yeah, guys, this was very fun. I am very glad that I do own some Pat McGrath eyeshadow. I'm just hoping that I didn't just buy it for the name. I'm hoping that it will live up to its name. Pretty much. Again, huge shout out to Clement. He's on Instagram. Go check him out. He's got some pretty epic videos out there. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you like Pat McGrath eyeshadow, if you liked these looks, if you don't. Either way, let me know. I like to hear you guys' feedback. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.